So how many pages of notes do you have for the 49ers this week?
4 full notes, four full pages.
Okay. And then how many do you have for the Kings this week?
I got one sentence.
What is it?
Devin Carter. That's it. Just a note about Devin Carter.
For the win!
Hello and welcome back to the Eastman Sport Report. I am your host, Maxwell Eastman, joined once again by my co-host, Stephen Eastman.
Hello, Max. How you doing? Hello, listeners out there to the Eastman Sport Report.
I would like to say one thing of, I'm sorry. Well, I don't really know if I'm sorry, but I think it was cut out, but I'll play the clip here.
I think it's in November. Mm-hmm. The only things that could get in the way of that is my first grandchild being born, if it's the middle of the week, so it might be late. And they're also...
If you can guess, my niece, his granddaughter, was born, so that kind of threw our plans of podcasting and everything else out the window. So
we both got promoted this last weekend.
We did get promoted.
Yes.
I am now an Uncle Max.
You're Uncle Max, and I'm Grandpa.
That feels weird for you to say.
I know, it does feel weird. Like, I don't feel old enough to, like, even though I'm holding my granddaughter in my arms, and so she's really cute. And she will be a Niners fan because her dad is a huge Niners fan as well. His whole side of the family is huge Niners fan, so it's really good. So
you got to keep it in the family.
She will definitely be a Niners fan. She does already have Niners outfits. I have not seen a picture of her in, but she's only like 2 days old. So give her some time. She has game day outfits.
Yes.
Let's just say she will wear Niners gear on game days. Maybe someday we'll get a picture up there on our Twitter or more of our Instagram.
Probably
page.
Instagram, yeah.
Maybe an Instagram page. We'll get a picture of little Channing up there for on the Instagram sporting the Niners gear that we've got her. So anyway, yes, we are promoted. We did miss. We were planning to. Max wasn't feeling good. We're supposed to be recording Tuesdays. Max wasn't feeling good. And then we said, okay, Thursday's our next chance to do it with our schedules.
And then we got the call Thursday, and you're like, oh, the baby's coming.
Yep. My daughter Amanda was going into the hospital, and we drove the 2 hours to Reno to be there. And we were there I was there for 4 days. He was only there for one night, 2 days. My wife, though, is the rock star of that whole thing.
Shout out my mom.
Yes,
she's amazing.
Yes, Amanda and my mom. Those
your mom,
Amanda. And your mom.
My mom.
Your mom.
Okay.
My wife. They were both rock stars during that whole process.
Sorry, it is... Is it?
It's only 8:30.
Oh, my clock is off on my laptop because it says 11:30. And I went, wait a minute.
No, it's not 11:30. Okay. Anyway, that was why we didn't record last week. But it was the preseason, so it's fine. The only other reason why we'll miss it, there is one. We may not have one after week 2 because I will be on business trip after the Niners play the Saints.
But it's the Saints, so
it's the Saints.
Hopefully it's not a trap game.
Unless Max wants to record one by himself.
Maybe I'll do it with my brother, who doesn't know anything about sports.
Well, if you could get your brother-in-law, he'd be much better. But he lives in Reno.
I don't know how much he talks.
He'd be good at it. You could get him on here. You could make a short one up there. So anyway, if your brother-in-law wants to come down to record a podcast that week, you can talk to him and that in there. Mom will definitely help take care of the grandbaby. Anyway, okay, so there's our little life news during our podcasting time. So today's episode, we could go in great detail and cover all my notes from preseason game 2.
That was a week ago.
And Max would totally love to do that. Who'd we play? The Raiders.
With the Raiders,
the Raiders. And we could go through all the excruciating detail of the Chargers game, which we watched partially from the hospital room right after Chaney was born. So Niners are 1-0 with my granddaughter born. So let's see how long that keeps going there. Maybe
they could be undefeated since she's born.
I also hope that the Kings will be better in her lifetime than in your first 18 years of life.
Why did you have to bring that up?
Sorry. Hey, anyway, Max also became an adult recently, too.
I am an adult. I am officially an adult.
Yes.
I can do adult things like vote, get married. I think that's like the major things. I can buy stretchers.
You can get drafted?
I don't think I'm going to get drafted.
Yeah,
I got too many things wrong with me.
Anyway, okay.
That's not the point here.
Back to the Niners stuff. So our thought today is we're going to go through the 53-man roster prediction and use that to talk about what they did during the preseason, all the different players. Okay, so we'll start off with QB. Pretty simple since today.
Yeah.
They've already cut their backups, so they're already down to Brock Purdy and Mac Jones.
So
That one's simple.
one thing that I feel like I always say one thing, and then
One thing about the QBs.
one thing. If we had merch, which we won't for a while, but if we had merch, I would say one thing about that.
And my mind would be
Thank the Lord.
thank
for,
the Lord for. Yes, that's our two things. Anyway, okay. One thing.
My one thing. Max's one thing. If I had a soundbite, I'd play it. I know you were talking about this earlier in the week before we were going to talk. We were going to talk about it in the podcast, and then we kind of got life happened. But, yes, Mac Jones is basically a mini. I don't know about in size. I think they're like the same height ish. A mini version of Brock Purdy. He can move his legs. He's not gonna move his legs a lot, but Brock Purdy can move his legs when he needs to. Mac Jones is going to do it less than Brock Purdy is. He can throw the ball accurately. He's more of a pocket passer, and he doesn't try to get these flashy passes in. And he has, I'd say, good decision making, but he's not as good as Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
but I think it's a lot better as a backup for Brock Purdy.
he is kind of a Brock Purdy light.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really good. Now the question is if we were to go too much in detail on this, and I don't want to spend too much time on the third QB. So Curtis Rourke technically will still be on the team, but he's on the NFI list, so he's on the injured. He technically could come back throughout the season, but we'll see because he had actually played through an ACL last year, and so he's recovering from ACL. Anyway, we'll see if Curtis Rourke is. I'm curious though who their third QB is. They'll probably have a third QB on the practice squad. Will they bring back Carter Bradley or Tanner Mordecai?
Do they need a third quarterback?
No, they do.
Because we have flashbacks of reasons why you need a third quarterback on your team.
NFC Championship game against the Eagles. Okay. So, and you can have your third QB from the practice squad suit up for the game, and he's an emergency QB. So I'm very confident the Niners will have it. But I'm also questioning, will they pick up somebody else that's been cut by another team and not be Carter Bradley or Tanner Mordecai? Because, like, both of them are, like, okay. Like, if they had to go in a game, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Basically. You know, they can...
If Josh Johnson's in your game, you're in trouble.
Yeah. If Carter Bradley or Tanner Mordecai come into the game, you better have a lead by then, or you're in trouble, or hopefully it's the fourth quarter and you're just playing out the... Anyway, we're in trouble. So I'm very curious to see. I actually think they might go get somebody else that gets cut from another team. But then you just put him on the practice squad, and so we'll see. I'm very curious of that. Running back, I think because of the trade for Brian Robinson, I think the running back room is pretty much set. It's pretty easy. It's Christian McCaffrey's number one. Brian Robinson's number two, and Kyle Shanahan stated that. I was wondering, is it going to be Brian Robinson or Isaac Guerendo number 2 or 3? And Shanahan said he's going to be number 2. So you got Isaac Guerendo's 3. Jordan James, who's the rookie draft pick, he's still technically injured with a broken finger, I think it is. Still probably be inactive the first couple weeks. And then you have Kyle Juszczyk. I kind of think they'll have Jeff Wilson or Keyshawn Vaughn on the practice squad. I was kind of disappointed that Corey Kiner got injured. Now, it was a really bad injury, high ankle sprain, which is probably like an 8-week recovery type of thing. And so, yeah, he wouldn't be back to like half the season if he's 8 weeks. So, if it was during the season, they just put him on IR, and then he could come back if he was healthy and they needed him. But because it's before the season, he's not that important. So I think technically they waived him and put him on IR. But the running back room, though, you have the 4, and then Kyle Juszczyk. Pretty simple.
Yes.
Okay. You got the offensive weapon.
And now for the question of the day again. Who are our wide receivers? So we got Ricky Pearsall.
Hey, one thing. If you go back to the previous episode of the Eastman Sport Report, what was the title for that one?
We're running out of wide receivers, I'm pretty sure.
And it's getting worse.
It got worse somehow.
It got worse. So you have Juwan Jennings injured. and we don't know and he hasn't even like occasionally he'll be cited on the side field. So you're like, I don't know if he's going to be healthy by game one. I was thinking he might, but I don't know. You got Ricky Pearsall's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, we got a healthy wide receiver. We do have Sky Moore that's healthy because we just traded for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's healthy.
Russell Gage?
No, he's injured.
Jordan Watkins?
He's injured.
Jamarcus Robinson is going to get suspended.
But he's healthy.
So we have, is it 2 healthy wide receivers?
Yes. Now, Russell Gage might be healthy by then. I do think. So the question is, will he make the 53-man roster? And I kind of made my own, but I also looked at the Athletics, Matt Barrows, NBC Sports Bay Area, Matt Miyoko, San Francisco Standard, David Lombardi, and ESPN, Nick Wagner. So I've gone through all 4 of those. Russell Gage or Robbie Chosen is always the last one. It's either one or the other. Mm-hmm. I would like, at the beginning of the season or beginning of the preseason, I would probably have said Russell Gage, no questions. But he's been injured, and Robbie Chosen's looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now, I think Robbie Chosen probably could be put on the practice squad, and then elevated to probably be elevated and be healthy for the first game.
Yes.
So I think that's what's going to happen. He'll be put on practice squad, and then he'll be elevated for probably week 1 and week 2 while DeMarcus Robinson is suspended.
Okay.
And Jacob Cowing, we didn't mention, they'll probably go on IR. So you can put 2 people on IR at the 53-man raw down, designate them for return during the season, and it'll probably be Jacob Cowing and Kevin Givens.
Okay.
Defensive lineman, we'll get to him. So I'm kind of interested to see who's going to be Russell Gage or Robbie Chosen out of the 4 guys doing it. It was split kind of thing. I kind of would like to see Robbie Chosen. He's actually looked really good. Like, he made a really tough in-traffic catch last week against the Chargers. Mm-hmm. He's had like a 1,000-yard wide receiver season. So I kind of like Robbie Chosen, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. Anything else to add on him, on the wide receivers?
No.
Just hope they stay healthy.
I'm going to be honest with all the listeners out there. This is his area of expertise, because when I'm looking at this 53-man roster discussion, I go, who cares who our 3rd string tight end is?
That's next.
But not me. Definitely not me. I have some points I'm going to make later.
Okay. Tight end. Top 2 easily. Can
George
you guess?
Kittle, Luke Farrell.
Okay, that's the top 2. That's easy.
Yes.
The next one is Jake Tonges or Braden Willis. Will they keep 4 and keep both of them? Or are you going to keep 1? I think they're only going to keep 1, and I think it's going to be Braden Willis.
Okay. Why?
Because I think Jake Tonges can be put on practice squad and make it through on the practice squad. I don't think Braden Willis can, and so they'll keep Braden Willis and they'll put Jake Tonges on the practice squad.
Okay.
That's my prediction, and it was kind of split between all the other reporters. Offensive lineman. Can you name our starting offensive lineman, Max?
Trent Williams.
Okay, good.
Dominic Pooney.
Who's our center?
Colton McKivitz.
Well, he's a tackle. He's the other tackle, but yes.
Something. Is it?
Come on, you know our starting center. Come on, Jake Brendle's going to be very upset.
I was thinking. I know it starts with the. I know his last name starts with the B. I don't know what else it is.
Okay, the other, the offensive guard that's supposed to be starting, his name starts with a B as well. Do you know him?
No.
Ben Barch. He's supposed to be the starting guard.
Okay.
Now, Ben Barch is injured. I think he came back to practice today. I looked at the, where was that at? Somewhere in my notes. Did he come to practice today? Yes, but Barch was back in action and participating in practice today. So he's getting healthy. The backup offensive linemen are interesting. I think Spencer Burford's going to make it. Mm-hmm. Connor Colby, the draft pick's going to make it. And I think Nick Sakel is going to make it. Now, that's 8. They're probably keeping 9 or 10. I would like to see Drew Moss, the undrafted rookie. He's got some really good PFF rankings. But Connor Colby and Nick Sakel are also guards. You kind of need a center. Now, Nick Sakel could be your backup center, but Matt Hennessy is your backup center during preseason, so I'm curious to see what they do with that. And then Spencer Burford only played left tackle, and Austin Pleasant's always played right tackle, so they're going to keep both of them. I'm curious to see that. I don't think they're going to keep Austin Pleasance. They might put him on the practice squad. I would like them to see them keep Drew Moss.
Okay.
That's where we're at. Okay, that's the offensive players there. So I think they'll keep 9, which is with Drew Moss. I think Matt Hennessy and Austin Pleasance will go in the practice squad. Okay, defensive linemen. How many defensive linemen can you name, Max? This is our quiz. We're going to go through here.
Like Nick Bosa.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that's it for me.
Okay, you got our rookies, Mikael Williams.
Well, isn't he injured?
He came back to practice today. First day back to practice
I
today.
swear. The one day I don't pay attention.
And CJ West was back at practice today. So that's good news. Both him and Alfred Collins. So that's kind of your 4.
Okay.
So we know who's going to make it. Bryce Huff, we traded for Bryce Huff. He's definitely going to make it. Okay. That's 5. I think Jordan Elliott and Khalil Davis are going to make it. That's 6 and 7. And you probably keep about 9 or 10 defensive linemen. So another one that's popular they're going to keep is Sam Okinawa. I hope I'm saying his name right. And so he's kind of a defensive end. And then tackles, I would really like to keep the undrafted rookie Sebastian Valdez. He's the one that we talked about last time. His nickname is the Hulk. So it's funny, the defensive lineman, you got the Hulk, Sebastian Valdez. You got the fire hydrant, CJ West. So you get the nicknames are in these defensive linemen here. Another possibility is Evan Anderson. We do have Kevin Givens was the one we talked about earlier about going on IR, and you have Yetur Gross Matos. He'll be on the he's already on the PUP list, so he's going to stay on the PUP list, which means you're out for the first 6 weeks. Robert Beal has looked, which he's been a draft pick a couple years ago. He hadn't done much. I don't think they're going to keep him though. So that's my prediction is they will not keep Robert Beal on the list. Okay, linebackers. Our starters, the easy ones are Fred Warner and D. Winters. D. Winters is definitely they played really good in the preseason. He looked like one of the best players in training camp. So he's definitely the replacement to Dre Greenlaw, which he's in his 3rd year. So he's getting it there. The 3rd starting linebacker position, I think, will be Luke Gifford. That's who's been playing it most of the season. He's also a really strong special teams guy. Nick Martin. So last time on our podcast, we talked about Nick Martin after preseason game 1. He did not look good.
Yeah.
He's looked much better the last 2 games. Like, he had some really good moments in this 3rd game where he's, kind of started as a linebacker. He's covering a running back coming out of the wide receiver or coming out to catch a pass. And he catches right up with him like a couple of yards after the line of scrimmage and tackles him. Like, he had a sack in the 2nd game. Where he kind of hid behind the defensive lineman for about half a second, and then he spurted through right as soon as the center noticed that, he's not coming. Then he spurted through and got the sack. So the timing on him, Nick Martin's getting so much better, definitely keeping him. I think Tatum Bethune is also going to be kept. He was a draft pick last year. Then you have Curtis Robinson and Chaz Surratt. So that's kind of the last 2 that we're going to pick from in keeping. I would like to see Curtis Robinson. That's who I'm going to predict. Chaz Surratt was signed as a special team specialist, but I think Curtis Robinson also can play special teams, and he had a pick 6 in the last game and looked really good. So I think Curtis Robinson will be on the list. Cornerbacks. The easy starters are Diamond Lenoir and Renardo Green.
Yes.
Awesome. The nickel corner spot. I would have said it would be Upton Stout a couple weeks ago, but he's been injured. And according to the practice report today, he's still not back out at practice. So he needs to get out in practice really soon, or we might be using Chase Lucas, who's looked really good, but we'll see. Other wide receivers I'm curious to see what they're going to do with, and this is kind of a split between all the different people of see how many defensive backs, like one said we're keeping 5, a couple said we're seeing 6, and one said 7. So Dalius Flowers is another one we're expected to keep. And then another one said, that only said 5. Sorry, I'm flipping through it here. The other one said Luter. Darrell Luter is an interesting one. I wonder if they're going to keep him or not, because he was a draft pick from a couple of years ago. Started his first year kind of strong. Second year did not look very good. Then he was injured, I think, most of last year, and he's looked better. I'm curious to see if they're going to keep him. Jacob Robinson was put on IR. He was an undrafted rookie. So curious to see how they do that. Now, another one is Syrian Neal. Some people list him as a cornerback. Some people list him as a safety. He's also supposed to be an MVP of your special team, so I think he's being kept, and he can play both corner or safety. And then your starting safeties is probably J.C. Pinnock and Marquise Siegel. I think Marquise Siegel will start over Jair Brown. Jair Brown's going to be kept. And then will Richie Grant be on the team, or will Syrian Neal be kind of your fourth safety? That's a good question. My prediction is Syrian Neal will be there and Richie Grant will not. And you still have Malik Mustafa, who's on the PUP. He'll come back hopefully sometime this season. And then if the specialist, if you really want to go through it, is Jake Moody, Thomas Morstead, our punter, and John Weeks. Do you know how old Thomas Morstead and John Weeks are, Max?
No, not at all.
They're both 39 years old. Yeah. Anyway, okay, there's your thing here. One of the things I wanted to kind of point out as we talk through the different players, or I did mention it, Nick Martin has improved a lot. The other thing is, okay, so if we go through this starters-wise, what rookies could be starting this season? So we already have Marquise Siegel, could be starting as starting safety.
Okay.
We could have rookie Upton Stout be your starting nickelback, which technically, I don't know if you start him or not, but anyway, it depends on if the other team starts in 3 wide receivers or 2 wide receivers. So you had Upton Stout, could start. I don't think Nick Martin's going to start as a linebacker. I think Mikael Williams is going to start. So you could already have, that'd be 3 defensive starters, rookies.
Okay.
And I don't know if CJ West or Alfred Collins will start. I'm probably going to have, would you have Kalia Davis or Jordan Elliott might be my predictions for starting on defensive tackles. Just so you don't start up. I'm also wondering if Dominic Pooney is still injured and not back from the offensive line. Would Connor Colby start? And so if you kind of go through that whole list there, how many rookies could that be starting? You could have Connor Colby, Mikael Williams, Upton Stout, Marquise Siegel, and then would C.J. West or Alfred Collins start? You could have up to 5 rookies starting on week 1.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Sounds like fun? Okay, cool. That's my roster prediction there. We'll see if we're right. And see
Who do you think the kicker is going to be?
The beginning of the season or the end of the season?
Oh, boy. Okay, so I want to talk about this because I think that it's somewhat important that, I'm going to give him props. He made the 59-yarder. That's really impressive. But the thing that really gets me is that he missed a 55-yarder. For sure, fine, that's a hard kick. And then the very next kick, he barely, and I mean barely, by the skin of his teeth, made a 26-yarder. That is a chip shot in high school. And then in the Chargers game, he missed an extra point. So I don't know what's going on with Jake Moody. I don't know if it's a confidence issue. I feel like I've been saying this for like a year at this point. I know that there's a kicker competition in training camp in summer OTAs, but what is going on with Jake Moody? Because he looks good in practice, but when he gets pads on, he gets in a game, he suddenly gets in his own head. I don't understand it. I don't know if he's the right kicker to lead us through. I think he can be a good kicker. He's shown to be a good kicker.
I mean, he was really good in college.
Yes.
But this is his 3rd year now. And we still don't know if he's a good kicker. Now, I do have to say, normally, rookie kickers aren't very good.
But normally, you're not a rookie.
Normally, veteran kickers are where you want on your team if you want for the playoffs. So, I'm curious how long of a leash he's going to have. Like, if he misses more extra points, or if he misses, more than 1 or 2 field goals during a game, how quickly going to call up Joseph, who was in camp? You're like, over under how many games is Jake Moody your kicker? I got no idea. Yeah, that'd be an interesting bet, and type of thing. But yeah, is he going to last 4 weeks or is he going to last all 17 games? I don't know. That's a great question. If he makes all 17, then awesome. But I also think we're going to be in a lot of close games this year.
Yes.
When you start in possibly five rookies, you're going to have some ups and downs in your season. You're going to have some that are going to look really good, and you're going to have some plays that you're like, you just missed a player on defense, and he's wide open for a touchdown. So you just got smoked. So you're going to have it's going to be an up and down season when you're counting on rookies. Now, hopefully they're trending up, and the end of the season they look much better, which they should. But Jake Moody. Good question.
Another thing that I want to talk about, so I was watching the build
from
the 49ers, and I was talking to you about this as well. I think it's interesting and could show a little bit into why the 49ers seem to be injured so much. It's because Kyle Shanahan says that he wants to have 3 practice days in a row during training camp, during OTAs. He wants to have 3 days of practice in a row. Is that too much? Because as we know, the Niners, how they want to practice is how they want to play. So they go really hard. Sometimes they even go harder than they do when they're playing actual games. And I just think is that too much for our players' bodies? Is that why we're getting injured so much? Is because we're just grinding them over and over in practice?
And Kyle Shanahan says he wants them to build up a callus of getting hit.
Yes, but
that means you're getting hit enough to build up a callus.
Yes. You need to, during practice, you need to, train yourself, obviously, but also keep yourself safe so then you can be healthy on game day. If you're trying to build a callus on someone, you shouldn't be actively trying to do that. It should just come naturally with your stuff.
And it does seem like, and I'll just go back through this and look at this. Are most of the injuries like players that haven't been on the Niners before? And if that's the case, do they not understand how intense training camp is to get them ready for training camp?
I don't know.
And that's my theory running right now through my head.
It could make sense.
Is that if they're not used to the way the Niners practice, you're not ready. And, listen to an interview where they had talked about this was a former an athletic trainer. I think he worked with Kobe Bryant, so he was more in the NBA. But they had to bring him on talking about some of the Niners injuries and stuff like that. And he talked about how, coming back from injuries and how football and baseball players more have hamstring injuries. Basketball players hardly ever have hamstring injuries, but they have other injuries because of it's so much. Football and baseball are so straight, running straight as fast as you can. And that's where you hurt your hamstring is running straight. When there's change of motion, you usually don't hurt your hamstring as much like you do on a basketball court. Anyway, he was talking about how they come back and they come back from injuries and stuff like that. And like hamstring injuries, which is where Jacob Cowing is, and even Jordan Watkins, like these hamstring injuries, they're kind of common with football players. But the trainers don't really get them ramped up until they're back in practice. And that's where Jacob Cowing was. He was ramped up, he went in practice, and he hurt himself again. And that's where he's probably going on IR, because if you did that, now you're probably out 6 weeks or so. Let that thing heal.
I don't have all the stats ready, but for the past 3 years, here's how the Niners have ranked in injuries. So 2025, this past year, second.
This year right now that we're currently in?
Well, last year.
Oh, okay.
We were second in injuries.
Okay, yes.
And then 2023, we were 11th, top 11. And then 2022, we were 16th. And then I don't have the number for 2021, but I remember in 2020, we had the most injuries in the league. So is there a conditioning problem with the Niners that Kyle needs to address, that the rest of the staff needs to address to actually prepare their players for how hard practice is? Or do you just not practice as hard because you're injuring all your players?
The other thing that this guy said is sometimes the player and his agent will go out and hire different trainers.
Yes.
And so you have the football staff from the team, and then you have all of their personally hired people. And so the guy might go through like 4 or 5 different training regimens to get ready for the season, and they don't all talk. And so, like, are they sometimes doing too much to prepare for training camp? And then when they get in the training camp, their bodies are already exhausted from all the preparation. So there's many different things of like, I do think they need to coordinate how to get into the training camps better. And I think they somehow have to do that better. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a football trainer to do that, but
You're just a coach.
I'm just a coach, but you're like, you see all these injuries and you're like, man, there's something there. And like, they got to change something. So, totally agree with that.
Yes.
What else do you have? So you watched both episodes of The Build, kind of the Niners broadcast. They used to call it Brick by Brick.
Yes.
But this is the Build, they call it this year. One of the nice quotes I saw, I don't know, saw the first episode, was Robert Saleh said, "A high rise is not built in a day."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know, kind of uplifting, motivational at the beginning of the thing.
One thing.
Max's one thing.
Max's my one thing that I have was that Fred Warner was talking about, and I think it's the linebacker coach. I forget his name.
Johnny Holland, I think it is.
Probably. I don't remember exactly, but they were talking about how Fred Warner and I guess D. Winters now called the linebacker group the best in the world.
Ah, yes.
And the reason why they do that is so then you're supposed to act like the best in the world. And doing that means you have to train like the best in the world and play like the best in the world. And I just think that's a great mindset. It's like, I am the best, therefore I have to be the best in everything that I do.
No, it is awesome. It's awesome to see how some of the things I saw, I took notes from the first one was even the players talk a lot about day one in pads in the training camp. So training camp starts out and normally it's like, I don't know, 5th or 6th day of training camp is they finally put the pads on.
Yes.
And that is a big deal for the players. Like they all walk out there with their pads on and they're all talking about it and you're like, yeah, it's like, I would get the point. And you're like, but that's like, yeah, no, the players take that as that's big deal. And I think it's a reminder of, these are humans out there doing it. And, they figure out who's going to be more aggressive and who can hit the hardest on in practice with the pads on. So that was kind of cool to see. What else did you see about the build? Or did you say your one thing?
That was my one thing.
Okay.
It's my one thing. I should get a shirt. One thing.
Upton Stout. We talked about this before the podcast.
Yes.
Upton Stout with his rookie duties. You want to cover that?
Oh, yes. So I think it's funny what people do to rookies. I should definitely do this to the one freshman in my soccer team. You go buy us all lunches, please. He's a little scrawny guy. I don't think you would know him, but he's like 5'2". So I'm like a foot taller than him.
It's harder to make a freshman who has no money go buy snacks for everybody than it is than a football player that making money now.
So they're doing the drive with Upton Stout, and he's like in the back of the car being driven, and he's like, so I got all these snacks. I got gummy bears, I got cinnamon buns, and I just think it's funny how I hear all these things, but I never actually see the stories of rookies having to do this stuff.
I'm curious to see before they had video cameras and stuff like that, what were the rookie duties from 30 years ago?
Did they fill someone's car with popcorn or?
Well, the Kings did that one.
Yeah.
The Kings did that once, but you're like, did Jerry Rice have to go through some sort of rookie season? What was his rookie duties?
Did Steve Young do anything?
Yeah, I know that sometimes on the Kings they make the rookies have pink backpacks or something like that. You have to use this backpack for when you go on the plane flight type of thing. But it was kind of cool seeing he had to bring snacks for the linebacker. Or no, he's the defensive back.
Yes.
So Upton Stout had to bring for the defensive backs. That was interesting. Another thing I took notes of from the build was George Kittle, which he's a character.
Yes.
I love the guy. He's awesome. Probably going to the Hall of Fame someday, which is awesome. His goal for the season:
win a Super Bowl
and get Trent Williams a touchdown.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So his goal was get Trent Williams a touchdown, and then he said, "Oh yeah, and win the Super Bowl." So he has 2 goals this season. Love that, George Kittle.
That's when you need the Ben Johnson magic to get Trent Williams a touchdown.
Yes.
You need that. Just what are you doing? Kind of offense.
Exactly. Do you hand them the ball? Or does he become does he catch it?
Does he run a route? I want to see Trent Williams run a route. That's what I want to see.
Well, they did one year. They had him in motion as a blocking back, kind of like a fullback.
Yes.
Yeah, do you remember Trent Williams as a fullback, and he just against the Packers, he just blew the guy up that he was in motion against.
If I see Trent Williams running towards me, I'm running the other way.
Exactly. I'm either going down.
Nah.
That's a business decision right there.
I am getting. I shake his hand.
Nice to see you. Here, you want to go?
I'm not touching you. I died.
The other one I thought was George Kittle gave bad time to Purdy about signing autographs.
Uh-huh.
And Purdy's like, George Kittle's like, I go every single day. And Purdy's like, I only go once a week. Because at training camp, there's a lot of the training camps, not all of them, but most of them, they have fans. And so I guess George Kittle goes and signs autographs every day. And Purdy's like, I only go once a week. I wonder what day that is. And can you figure it out what it is? And then tell people so that when you go get tickets for the
I think he just does he choose on random? He's like, I'll do this day. And
Yeah,
is it
it's
just
like
like a feeling?
I don't know. Is it, when you have like 3 days in a row, is it always the first out of the 3? Is it the last one?
Is it the second?
I don't know. Good question. Things, if you can ever talk to Brock Purdy,
Things I would ask him.
things you would ask him. I don't know if that'd be the top
Brock
of the
Purdy,
list.
come on the show one day.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. We have a third microphone over in the studio. There is
You can pull it over. Pull
it
in the frame.
Can you pull it in the frame? So our studio that we use
Yeah.
does have a third microphone.
We've used it once.
We've used it once for a guest. So yes.
Twice? Because we had Sam and
Oh yeah, that's true. We did have we had a
Brian
brother.
in the second in
Yes.
the
First season.
First season.
We had
When
a
you couldn't
pizza.
see our faces. So
Yeah, we did those audio only. But anyway, Brock Purdy, here's your invitation to the Eastman Sporty Part. It's open anytime you want.
it's a great studio.
Okay. Anything else that you had from the build? I didn't see anything in the second episode. Anything else? Or you said
Nothing really interesting.
Okay.
It's just
Would you recommend people to go watch
I would recommend people to go if you're a Niners fan, which if you're watching this, you probably are a Niners fan.
Yes.
If you're Kings fan, I'm sorry. I'll cry with you, but
Not in this episode.
not in this episode. But it's good. You should go watch it.
It's about 25 minutes long, I think,
Yes.
per episode. So it's pretty cool. Up on YouTube. Okay, cool. Good.
Free on YouTube.
Okay.
Go watch it.
Anything other? I do have other notes from preseason game number 2, but I really don't want to.
I don't. It's been like a week, right?
Yeah, you're like, we don't need to go back to that far in time.
we don't need to.
Okay, so next week's episode,
Mm-hmm.
we'll have one episode probably recording on Tuesday next week,
Or Monday or someday.
which will be Labor Day, Monday or Tuesday next week. Will be our season predictions episode.
Yes.
So it'll be all about season predictions, how many wins the Niners will have, who's the division winner. And so this is the episode that you want to bookmark and see how smart I am and how Max is. Just kidding.
Excuse me. I said the Jets were going to be great last year.
Or you can see how bad my predictions are and how smart Max is.
I also
Your
said the
choice.
Bengals were going to make the Super Bowl last year.
So you can call it. That's the one you want to bookmark and see if we're really that good at not at predicting type of things.
Yes.
So, like I also have in my notes. I'll save it for next week. Like the Athletic has out here, kind of NFL win predictions for all 32 teams.
Yes.
If I briefly go through this, just the NFC West, kind of a preview of next week. Athletic has the Niners at 10.4 wins, the Rams at 9.7, Cardinals at 8.7, and the Seahawks at 8.6. So either way, the NFC West, not going to be easy games.
Yes.
That's the short answer. Like if you look through the Niners schedule,
Question.
I would say
I don't. A question for just myself. What's the picture for Steelers over under? I know it's spoilers for or next week's episode, but like I don't care.
you would you like to guess before I say it? Before I say the number,
I'm gonna say they're over.
It's
So it's over under, right?
yeah. So the kind of where you pick it, and it's going to be over under
10.5 wins.
10.5. Well, they're always 8 or 9, right?
Yeah.
So it's 8.7.
Dang it.
8.7.
Dang
The
it.
Steelers.
Dang it. So close.
I know. Okay. So prediction episode next week. And that's when you bookmark to see how smart or dumb we look at the end of the season.
Yes.
But it's always fun to make those predictions and see how we're doing. And then when you get to that one, you watch it. Love to have you put comments in there about what your whether you disagree or agree with our predictions. And that's kind of the fun one on that. So would you like me to cover the one bullet I have for the Kings?
Sure.
Okay.
What does I completely forgot what player you had on there.
So we talked about this in the cold open.
Yes.
Devin Carter.
Devin Carter.
Why
was I thinking like Jordan something? I don't know.
Okay, so Devin Carter.
My brain is fried right now.
Okay, so the Athletic had a redraft of the 2024 draft class. And so they only did the top 20 picks. And Devin Carter was not
In the top 20.
in the top 20.
Do you have who they had the Kings drafting?
I don't look. So they had the 13th pick. The Kings had the 13th pick.
Yes.
and they in the redraft, the Kings would have picked Keyshawn George, who originally went to the Washington Wizards. He was actually picked number 24. The good thing about Keyshawn George is he's a wing.
Which we would have needed before we traded Fox.
Even after you trade Fox. Who's your wing on the team right now? Keegan Murray?
I don't know.
And-
That's the
Anyway, yes. I mean, maybe
again, Kings fans. I'll cry with you next episode.
yes. Okay, so
A
there's
different
our
episode. Actually,
there's our one note where Devin Carter.
That's our one. That's Steven's one thing.
No, that's my one thing. Okay,
That's your one thing.
That's my one thing about the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
He did get a honorable mention in the others, and this is the quote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a believer in Devin Carter because of his defense and toughness, but I'm worried that the 13th pick jump shot looked hitchy and messy at Summer League after his July 24 left shoulder surgery. And I kind of agree. Okay. There's your one Kings note for the day. Okay. Anything else we want to cover today?
I think we're both old now.
We're both old.
Yeah.
I'm a grandpa.
I'm an uncle.
You're an uncle, and you're an adult. That's what's happening in the Eastman Sport Reports.
I can vote.
Life. Okay.
I can go to jail. Cut that one out.
Maybe we'll make an episode on Max's voting predictions for the next presidential election.
Heck nah.
Okay,
We're keeping this podcast far away from politics.
That's not what we're doing. Okay. We thanks everybody for joining the Eastman Sport Report.
And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.